Okay. Hello. Oh, the Elgato has no signal. What? That has to be a mistake. Give me a moment here. I gotta fix this. Oh. Okay. Signal should be there now. Perfect. Hey, how's it going? Welcome, everyone, to a new stream. It's been a while I streamed on YouTube for the last time. By the way, I'm having a lot of people in chat today. What's up, Notification Squad? How you guys doing? Welcome. I see a lot of familiar names in chat, actually. That's really cool having you back. Let's go through those first. Hey, Elite, Damer Lad Gamer. I know who you are. I just don't know how to pronounce your name. Hey, what's up? Welcome. Gabo, welcome. Hubert, welcome. Malolu, Lulu, welcome. First time I'm seeing you in chat. Welcome. You must be one of the new subscribers, I suppose. And in case you aren't, then it's nice seeing you finally speak up in the stream. So that's pretty cool. Hey, Golden Greacher, Mr. IHA. I'm not gonna say the name out loud, sadly. Almost got me there. Hope you guys are doing fine. Timeline Goddess, welcome. Situ, welcome. Hey, Sarbu. Tabriz, welcome. Man, lots and lots of people. Nice having you. Nice having you all. Blonde Persist, welcome. Casting Kings. Captain Butters. Nice having you too. True Gamer. The True Gamer. Everyone, we have the True Gamer. The True Gamer in chat. Yeah, I'm trying. I mean, it'd be kind of awkward to not say your guys' name, right? I'm trying. Hey, Jerome, welcome. Shetek, welcome. Dracaronis, welcome. I don't know if that's possible. Not as of right now, at least. Not as of right now. Yeah, me too, Jerome. I'm also looking forward to it. I have the physical copy sitting next to me. I think my unboxing video essentially is enough proof for you guys that they own the physical copy. I don't think I have to prove that anyhow. I think you guys believe me, right? So yeah, I have it put in to the console right now. It's in the console, and you know what? We're gonna be going through the we're gonna be going through the entire process of it installing and everything, so you guys kind of know what it feels like whenever you insert the disc. Okay, so we're gonna be deleting this. Let's get rid of this. And let me pop in the disc. You know it from the unboxing that I have the disc. Daxter Master. Psh. Actually, there will be. Also, welcome. Okay, so I just slided in the disc, and let's see. There will be a difference, Daxter Master, simply because it's the NTSC version. Are the disc copies rare? Kind of. They were printed in a limited physical run by a company called Limited Run Games. I have a whole, video series on this, actually. You know what I should be doing is probably make a playlist that's called Limited Run Games or Jak series by Limited Run Games, and then I gotta be posting that somewhere. Also, this is essentially what it looks like when you start up or when you pop in the game. So it installs and you get a quick, yeah, nothing really. It just says it's installed and that's about it. So here, let's go and check the update history. Because really interestingly, this is version 1.03 compared to the PAL version that I previously had. Whenever I download my PAL version, I'm on 1.04. And that's because they added in a fix in the PAL version so that you can't do this 50, 60 hertz glitch again. It's really interesting. So this definitely is interesting to look at as it's different patch notes compared to the PAL version. So essentially what we can confirm as of right here that this is the NTSC release that we're getting. Okay, so this right here, the update history, this is exactly what the NTSC version would be like. So if you are from the States, the United States, which according to YouTube statistics, 40% of you guys probably are, getting the physical copy will get you the exact same game as the digital copy. So yeah, let's take a look at that. That is a good question, Romario. You can go to the PSN store, and I guess you just gotta make like a European account and then buy the PAL version there. I guess that's what's going on. That's how you get that. I mean, heck, let's even go to the library, PSN. I'm so unfamiliar with this. I don't like PlayStation Store. Here. This is all in German, by the way. I'm super sorry. Here. So this is the game essentially. I don't think I can download the PAL version as well. So once you have the NTSC version installed or the PAL version installed, you gotta choose between them essentially, which one you want to be using. Let's go back. Oh, it's on sale right now. Interesting. Hey, yeah, thanks Glitch for sharing. Do I have the special themes that came out with the game? I don't think I do. Unless they are on the disc themselves, I don't think I do. No. No, don't think I do. Oh, by the way, also interestingly, this one says it's not installed, but when I click on it, it isn't? Wait a second. So maybe you don't have to decide which ones you take. Oh, interesting. No, it doesn't do that, Ra. The disk itself is patched. It's patched to version 1.03 in the, yeah, it's patched to version 1.03 straight from the disk. So that's really interesting. So, to answer the question on how you can make a PAL account, a PAL NTSC account, I guess you just go to the German store. That's probably your best bet. To go to the German store and well, German PSN and just make an account there, essentially. I don't know if you can. That is a good point, Scotty. Let me go to the store again. Let me look for themes and stuff. Does it even have something like that? Themes? Here, store. Oh my god, here we go. Fortnite. Let's not play Fortnite. Okay, so, oh, Space, Jak, and Daxter Collection. Yeah, Jak costume. What is this for? Okay, so I don't think this has like any of the themes. I mean, this is probably gonna take forever to go through, but Suchen? Yeah, I'm sorry. That's just that's German for you. Okay, so it installed the thingy thing. Okay, that's still a lot of themes. I don't know if there are any like relevant things to it. Maybe they are gone and like you can't get them anymore at all. Because that would be silly if that's the case. So this is essentially just the game. There's nothing really to it. Can you actually buy them still? I don't know. I would need to look at them again. Oh, interesting. Romario, I didn't know. Wait, Boomer, are you a fellow German Mann? Ja, natürlich. Yeah, no, I'm German. Okay, so you can actually have both PAL version and NTSC version installed. And let's go and take a look here at the actual game. So what I was saying earlier that you can't have them open simultaneously, that was wrong. That was me speaking too early. There is a theme store. Hey, Diego, thank you. I didn't know that. I'll go later. I will go there later and check it out again. I'm really unfamiliar. Hey, Daxter, welcome. It's me, Romario. I'm sorry. I had to do it. They should remake Daxter from PSP game on PS4 remastered. I don't know. Okay, so one thing I'm noticing on the NTSC version for some reason, and we can like take this later and take a look at it. Do you guys see how laggy the menu is? Like, this is awful. I don't know if it's always been like this, but it's just straight up, ugh, not good. Hey, Gabriella, welcome. Yeah, this is just not good. Like, it's awful. The frame rate is terrible. Alright, let's load up a new game. I do already have a file right here. But you know what? We can go back and actually just start a completely fresh game. Start a completely fresh game. Here, let's go. I mean, I don't suspect the cutscenes to be a whole lot of different.
Fathers failed to find. Who were the precursors? Why did they create?
Yeah, it's missing a couple of frames. A couple.
The life energy of the world. What was their
I like that. A couple.
Why did they vanish?
And why did they vanish?
The plants, but they do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks, but the rocks do not recall. Even the rocks do not recall.
See, here's the thing. They already remastered this game, and it's on PlayStation 3. That is what is considered a remaster by me, at least. I wouldn't consider this game on PS4 a remaster. This is not a remaster. This is a very cheap port of the game. And they barely put enough effort into it so that it runs on the system. Also, why the heck is the sun green? It's the first time I'm seeing that. Yeah, cutscene intro is opening cutscene is definitely good. Where can you get the CD version of this game? That's sadly already sold out. You cannot get that anymore. Unless you buy it off of someone who sells it on eBay, it's not possible to get it. Hey, Heavy Metal Driver, welcome. Oh, here they are, Golden Maya.
Continue your search for artifacts.
Or should I call him Finn?
Precursor items, you know what to do.
Deal harshly with
Hey, Pallybots. Yeah, sounds like a great idea.
We will attack it
I'm actually gonna buy... what am I gonna buy? I'm gonna buy, like, limited run games cases for my collector's editions. Gonna buy 4 of them.
Jack? This place gives me the creeps.
Looks like a star to me. Well, I don't know what it was. It was... I guess it's night anyway, so why would the sun be out? If anything, it's a green star, then let's go.
Eek! What is that dark ooze? It sure don't look friendly. The sage yaps on about the precursors that built this place all the time. Where did they go? Why did they build this crap? Now I like precursor orbs and power cells as much as the next. But if you ask me, they must have been.
Hey, Anjiru, welcome.
Wow! How did you do that?
I'm glad to hear. I'm glad you like the channel.
We're in trouble.
Yeah, Jak is really a game that I enjoy, that I have a lot of passion for.
Man, that stung. I told you we shouldn't have come here, and you listened. What? Okay.
No,
I'm fine.
I haven't,
I'm fine.
Tabriz, but I just recently bought it. I have the game. I can send you a screenshot on Discord if you want. I have the game. That's proof that I have it. I own it. It's mine. I made this.
In green tarnation do you two want?
Gabriella, I sadly don't understand any of what you're saying. I'm actually going to go into the Google Translate right now and trying to find out what that means.
Walking around in the only place that I told you not to go. Misty Island.
English.
Daxter, you finally
I don't know what that means.
but in a bath
It's Korean.
filled with dark eco.
Look, old man, are you gonna keep yapping, or are you gonna help me out of this mess?
I'm
The
gonna
heck?
keep yapping because in my professional opinion, the change is
Is
an
an improvement.
And besides, I couldn't help you if I wanted to.
What?
There's only one person who has studied dark eco.
So what is the green star? We don't know. We sadly do not know.
Carl Acheron, the sage, but he lives far to the north.
Oh, definitely, Jonathan.
Far to the north.
Definitely,
Nobody
definitely.
has spoken to him in ages. I would teleport you there, but I can't do that either. None of the
Hey,
three
Clover, I
sages
see.
that maintain the other teleporter gates have seen fit to turn their ends on for quite a while. The only other way north is by foot through the Fire Canyon, but its volcanic soil is hot enough to melt precursor metal. You can't just walk through it.
But you could fly over it if you had a zoomer equipped with a heat shield. I just happen to be working on such a thing at this very moment. All I would need
Glitch,
is
I wouldn't
20
say
power
that
cells and
necessarily.
enough energy to
In
withstand the
a few
canyon.
spots, the
Is that
PS2
right?
version just straight up runs better than even the PS4 version, really.
Where are a boy?
What other games do you like as much as Jak?
From the
That's a good
villagers.
question.
Most of them have a power cell or two stashed away
Gonna be
somewhere.
honest with you.
And even if they aren't willing to
I
just
am
give them
actually
away,
not
greasing
too
their palms
big
with
of a
these
console
precursor
gamer.
orbs should do
I'm
the
sorry.
trick.
I'm
And I
really,
bet
really
there are
sorry.
even more of them out in the wild, so
Everyone's
just
gonna be like,
wait for
what?
brave
He's so good at
adventurers.
Jak when he hates
Well,
consoles.
we've got the brave adventurer
I don't
who's-
hate consoles. I just don't play on them as much, sadly.
Village without training. Before you do anything else, you better go through the warp gate.
I much prefer English when it comes to
we
this
won't
kind of
do all that
content, if that makes
dog-food
sense.
eco Stuff, will we? 'Cause I'd hate to fall in again and turn into you.
Get in there before I turn you
Get in
both
there.
into ferns.
Do I like Crash Bandicoot? I never played it. Never played Crash Bandicoot. It's definitely one of my goals, though. I do wanna play that. Okay, so now that we watched through the cutscene, here we are.
Is a communicator. With it, my father and I can give you advice at any time. from your
Okay, I forgot to turn that off. I don't think you can turn it back off, can you? Oh my god, here, let's check. Game options, hints. Yes, you can turn it off. Great. Boomer doesn't like consoles. Get him! No, I didn't say that. I just prefer playing stuff on my PC. Okay, so let's already recap this. Let's already talk about a few things. So, what's instantly apparent, to me at least, is the camera. So, I am currently moving my analog stick to the right okay? I'm moving it to the right, and the camera pans left. So this is the original control scheme. This is the original control scheme from the PlayStation 2. So they inverted that. Hey brothers, this is the physical version by Limited Run Games that I made an unboxing for. So let's go to the graphics options and actually change it. Because if you hover over the graphic options and press L1 and L3, I think, it changes the camera. Or did you have to be in the graphic options? See, this is really cool. Okay, so hold up. Before I go into anything else, let's actually go back for a second and check this out. If you look at the update history, it says added way to invert camera x-axis. This is essentially the same problem that the PAL version suffered from. And that's the fact that there is no way of knowing how you actually invert the camera x-axis. I don't understand how they couldn't add this. It's such a simple thing to do that. Sadly, I don't have Jak 2 in to test what it says there. But if you only got Jak 1 as the physical collector's edition or whatever, or as the physical version, yeah, it's kind of interesting. So they didn't add this here. They didn't add this here, which is something I just don't understand. By the way, the PAL version once again has the same issue. This is what I was talking about earlier, though. That the PAL version, for comparison, has 1.02 as like an extra step, where they set the video mode to 60 Hz permanently to avoid this weird glitch that I was talking about earlier. I do actually have a video on that. Let me find it. Glitch. Here. There you go. It's like a massive texture glitch, and if you have any sort of like epilepsy, or if you're sensitive to that type of stuff, you really gotta watch out, because this could be screwing with you a little bit. So definitely watch this with caution, the one that I just sent in chat. But yeah, that is what patch 1.02 fixed. Also, I'm not gonna accept any of those friend requests. I'm super sorry. Show off the PS4 Jak 4 theme. When I get all the games, I haven't gotten them all. I'm still missing Jak X, and we don't have a date on when that's gonna release, sadly. So, okay, so yeah, definitely. Golden bug fix is definitely one of my favorite things to say when fixing stuff. Like, I would love to know what this says. Sadly, they didn't do that. But yeah, let's go back to this version, which is the same thing essentially. So to know what this is right here, the 1.02 patch, the PAL version has an option to switch from 50 Hz to 60 Hz. It had that. They removed it in this patch, and they set it to 60 Hz permanently. 50 and 60 Hz is a thing that was very common back in the day when like there weren't any standards for consoles or for any well, there were standards, but they weren't the same across US and Europe, for instance. So we had a better looking picture with less frames per second, while people in America, they had a smaller picture but with more frames per second. And that resulted in some games having the switch option, which in this case completely broke the game when they ported it over. Okay, so yeah, so this is really cool. They didn't add, or it's not really cool, but they didn't add a way to tell you how to invert the camera. Luckily, if you've watched the unboxing, and I can show this to you, I actually can't. I don't have the webcam connected right now. But when I open up the manual that comes with the physical collector's edition, or with like the game just itself, it tells you how to do it. there's a little section at the bottom that's called Easter egg. While in graphic option screen, it says D-pad up in R3. Okay, cool. So this is the only way to know how to actually invert it. Unless you go watch my videos where it tells you how to invert them, where I tell you how to invert them, or you like don't mind scrolling through 1,000 Twitter messages where people ask the same thing, where they ask Portable Kingpin on how to change it. This is the only way. It's only in the disc in the manual itself where it tells you how to invert the camera controls. So this is once again really sad that they didn't have the decency to add this to actually tell you how to change it. So what was it? In the graphics menu, you got to press up and R3. So let's go back and check this out. Yep, this is now the inverted camera style. So this is probably the one we're using right now is probably the more commonly used theme these days. So I'm now moving my analog stick to the right, and it moves the camera as a physical object to the left, allowing me to go to the right. So my view changes towards the right. It pans over to the right as I'm also holding over to the right with my right analog stick. So this is probably the way that most people would want to play it these days. A lot of shooters have it this way. I think Fortnite has it this way. Just as a comparison, kind of. So yeah. So in the graphics options, I'm gonna go back there once again. You gotta be in the graphics options. You gotta hit up and R3. There is no feedback whatsoever, and that is essentially all you need to know. There's no feedback. Up in R3 in the graphics options, and then it's gonna invert the camera back. And this works 100% of the time. Okay. What I really enjoy about the PS4 version is the responsiveness over the PS3 version. This is sadly one of the things that aren't too great on PS3. It has a bit of input lag. This is not existent here, luckily. Or if there is, it's so minimal I can't even tell. Roll jumping feels really natural. But you can probably tell already, that Jak still snaps into those 8 predetermined limited directions. And this is such a stupid thing. Like, you guys are seeing this, right? So a way to show this off is to slow walk. You can actually hold your analog stick forward, like ever so slightly, and Jak's gonna do a slow walk like this. Do you see how I'm like hitting the dead zone of the controller essentially, where he even stops walking and starts walking again as I'm like just barely over the dead zone. So this is how you make him slow walk. Yeah. And this is the sad part. This doesn't have full analog movement. I don't know if this is a controller issue. I really can't tell you. I don't have any way of telling you. I would love to know though. Can you connect your PlayStation 3 controller to the PS4 and play with that? Because that would be really interesting. I would love to check that out. I don't think you can though, can you? Like the dirt particles under Jak's feet. Oh yeah, definitely. Especially when like going faster. There's a few particles going on. That's very true. But yeah, dinosaur bites. You are right. And this is sadly a thing that carries over into roll jumps too. Like I'm currently right now holding my analog stick forward. Allows you to do roll jumps pretty precisely. But if you do want to go in like a certain angle, like let's say this angle, he's gonna turn like 45 degrees essentially. So that's quite the shame, sadly. So in this regard, this is gonna completely change how you play the game, in my opinion. The roll jump is kind of annoying. Roll jumps don't feel good. Boosted uppercuts are also really really awkward as well. You should know how like boosted uppercuts work by this point. Here, I'm gonna go and show you a boosted uppercut. So these are boosted uppercuts. They gain you a ton of distance and also height. This distance right here, like, let's remember these set of rocks over to my left. I probably could not have made with just a single wall jump. Why on YouTube and not Twitch? I decided this might be a better suited place for that. Also, can you see how big of a difference this is? Like, remember where I was just previously with the boosted over here. And this is where I just was with the roll jump. So this is a pretty big difference. Yeah, boosted uppercuts will also feel differently because of this. So for speedrunning, this is going to be awkward. Like, did you see how I just walked forward and then I like slightly slammed my stick to the right? It let me go. It forced me into that directional into one of these limited directional inputs, which is really annoying. So once again, boosted uppercuts gonna feel awkward. And yeah, it's all gonna feel awkward. Boosteds, roll jumps. I don't know if like casuals use the roll jump a whole lot. I would. But then I'm not a casual anymore, so I wouldn't know how like somebody who's completely new to the game would play this. They would probably walk. Have I ever considered streaming on DLive? No, I haven't. But yeah, being the speedrunner that I am now, I'd probably roll jump all over the place. That's what I would be doing. Hey, hentai god. Jeez. Demonetized just for saying your name, probably. How about the cutscenes? Were they improved? I felt like the cutscenes were fine from the beginning. There was nothing really to worry about. Oh, okay, so it has to be an adapter. I see, Glitch. Thanks for sharing. So you gotta use an... Yeah, I would love to know, Edio. I'm probably gonna get one of these adapters and see if it's any different. Because, like I said, the limited directional inputs are just awkward. They're not good. Hey, TechWire. Yeah, it is, sadly. But that doesn't mean we can't check out what's different between the NTSC and the PAL version. Hey, Draven. Yeah. Game's great. Definitely a fun game. Yeah, Jak 1 cutscenes are real time, which is really cool. So no pre-rendered garbage, which is neat. I think that's always really good when people do that, when companies do that. I don't like pre-rendered cutscenes. The one game I just recently played that had terrible pre-rendered cutscenes, in my opinion at least, was Shadow of War. A game you might know. It's a Lord of the Rings game. I had a ton of fun playing that. I put like 40 hours into it. It's a really solid game. I enjoyed it. What does boomer mean? Good question. Originally, my name came from Left 4 Dead. As my friends and I, we all named ourselves after the infected from Left 4 Dead. So mine just happened to be Boomer. And we used to spell our names in lead speak. I have a video up where I talk about that. And this used to be my name on like a lot of social media stuff. Yeah, it's quite interesting. When I decided to become more of a public figure, not that I'm like commonly known by people as the Jak and Daxter guy, yeah. When I realized, oh, I could be becoming one of these, or I could be becoming more popular, I realized, hey, it might be a good idea to change your name. Didn't know your nickname. No, it's fine. Don't worry. No reason to be sorry. Gabriella, you're fine.
We got the moves, eh, Jack? We'd love to stay and chat, Big Green, but we're itching to get on with our adventures.
Fine, fine. Adventure away then.
Do not worry, my child.
Adventuring.
Okay, so
Why
interesting.
don't you make yourself useful? My darn green eco-collectors are clogged up again. Head out to
Oh
the
yeah,
farm
that's also really interesting.
follow the lamps.
Check my last message, you mean? Give me a second here.
Now, all of
Where's the last message? Can confirm the movement does not change with the analog sticks of a PlayStation 3 remote. Okay, fair enough. Will Citadel skip not work? Since this is the NTSC version of the game, it's very likely that it's not gonna work, no. I would definitely say this is playable though. I'm okay with it. And like I said, the fact that there is actually like something in the menu in the settings in the manual of the game that tells you how to switch the camera controls is really, really cool. And like I said, this is just some knowledge you either know or you don't, which is sad. Like, this should be somewhere in the patch notes or whatever. How you change the camera, because that's like really, really important, I think. So many people are used to this old style playing this game, and they can't play this game any other way either. And adapting, they're just not willing to adapt, and that's fine too. I used to hate this camera as well, like the new camera that Jak had when this game first came out, because it was inverted from the original PS2. Meaning left goes left and right goes right. That's how it was initially. Like, you move your analog stick to the right and the camera pans to the right. Makes a lot more sense. It's a really... like, I personally think it's a better control scheme. A lot more intuitive. Yeah, dinosaur, definitely. So yeah, that's exactly the issue I had when running the game. When I was playing Shadow of War, I had... well, I do have a 1080p screen, so that's okay. But the cutscenes just didn't look nice, and they looked really, really terrible compared to... They looked really terrible compared to the actual in-game rendered stuff. Which makes sense too, because it's like, it's not decompressed, it's uncompressed. There's no compression to the file. It's like Dinosaur said, it's the models are already in the game, and the only thing you really need to do as a developer is like script that animation, script the thing. But then you do that with a pre-rendered cutscene as well. You can definitely tell though that some games are ported from a console, or that they were made with consoles in mind. Mostly only with consoles in mind, and not the PC version. By, yeah, just looking at the cutscenes. Also, do you remember this guy? Does debug mode still work? Alright, so up, up, down, down, left, right, left, right. I think I messed up. Yeah, still works. Yeah, interesting. That green star is on the horizon too. I never realized. Like, I never knew what this was. I never gave it any thought. So yeah, debug mode still works. Okay, perfect. Hashtag not noticed by Boomer. Hey Tux, I'm sorry. Do you mean that I didn't notice you? Oh, there you go. Yeah, you were talking to me in chat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So yeah, debug mode still works. What else is there? I want to check. Let's do the fish mini game. I know you guys love that. What do you have in the basket? Nothing to talk about. Even plays a part in the story of Jak 3. Isn't it purple though? The Day Star? Isn't it purple?
Maybe it's your breath.
Maybe I should shout in caps. Oh, hello, Boomer. Yeah, my first game was Jak 2 as well. That's the game I played first. And you know what? I probably like it the most too. Nah, the game isn't difficult. I think. I did start playing it. I'd be a good actor. Oh, I don't know about that. Hey, Dragon Gal, thank you though. Put the game in Japanese? I could. I don't think I can do it here though. You thought it was green? Can somebody go and check what the Day Star looked like in Jak 3? But yeah, I did play the Vita version of these games for like a brief period of time. Someone I know brought the game to a speed conference, speedrunner conference, meetup, whatever. And yeah, I played it there. It's terrible. It's awful. The frame rate's garbage. You don't want to, like, it's worse than the PS4 version. The Vita version really is the version that is like the worst of them all. Also, this is quite decent fish, actually. 195 in eons. 159. That's alright. Oh, that's a big one. Oh, dude, what? That's pretty good fish. Yeah, I did it. You caught 200 pounds of fish. Remember the third mission? Remember the escort mission? I do. They aren't hard. Joe, I'm super sorry to tell you, but I don't find them hard. They're in fact really easy. Okay. And then all those missions on hero mode. Hey, at least you are like invulnerable on hero mode. So that's pretty cool. When do you do that mission, by the way? By the way, that was a boosted uppercut right there. The race with arrow. Nah, it just takes some time getting used to. Like, it just takes some time learning on how to do it. Oh, that's pretty cool, Proxy. I didn't know about that. So the Day Star is purple, guys. So this is not the Day Star, apparently. You still have the emails? That's really interesting, Pots. Also, catching the muse, I'm gonna show you something really mind-boggling. Give me a moment. Got it. This is like the easiest way to catch the muse. And everyone says this is hard. Like, you just line up the roll jump properly and you get it instantly, basically. It's the moon, that screen. Okay, well, like I said, I never paid too much attention to it when I was a child. So I noticed just now. Also, this is not intended at all. You're not supposed to be able to climb up here. You're supposed to do something really different here. Yeah, you're supposed to be doing this, by the way. You're supposed to break this. Hey, Chris Gaming, how's it going? And then you're supposed to do like an arena fight over here. Which I don't think you can get even out of. Like, once you're in here, you're kind of stuck. Or was there a way? I don't remember. Let me check this out. Let me try this out. I remember there being a way to get stuck on these pipes. Onto the wood. No. Finishing Jak 2 without the memory card? You know the pain? Hey, I know it too. I do that every time I speedrun. I kid you not. I don't have the memory card in when I do my runs. Or rather, I don't save. I purposely don't save. As that loses you time. That's fine. You can get in there with the zoomer. That's right.
Really? I was.
Oh no, we're trapped. I love the fact that the eco one-shot these guys. No, I don't find it boring. That's why I started speedrunning, by the way. I know that a lot of people see speedrunning as he's not actually beating the game, he's just cheating his way through. Speedrunning really adds a different way of playing the game. It adds a challenge that wasn't there previously, which is why it's so fun to me to do speedruns. Is this the PlayStation 3 version? No, this is the PS4 version. Even says in the title of the video, of the stream. Also, I would love to know if what I just did, or what I previously tried to do, getting up here, using the climb, if people would consider that a glitch. Just out of curiosity, I would just love to know. Because from what I understand, it's not a glitch, it's just a thing you can do. So yeah, I've been playing this for just a little bit now, and you can tell how I have to adjust my movement to the PS4 version. It's really not too great, honestly. Nah, you'd call it the skills. Also, this is something really interesting, but this was also there on the PS, on the PAL version. Sometimes it just skips spawning those things. I don't know what happened here, but this is not there in the PS2 or 3 version. It skips spawning these. I don't know what they're called. So like, I look away, I turn around, and now they're not there. So it's really interesting. See, it doesn't even spawn them sometimes for some reason. Here. Once again, it doesn't spawn them. Super weird. Yes, Edio. That's usually what I do. I mostly stream over on YouTube, on Twitch. But I thought for this kind of video, it would make a whole lot more sense to put it up on YouTube. To stream on YouTube, actually. Yeah, the barrels. The barrels, the long sticks, things, whatever they're called. They don't spawn on PS4. That's a PS4 specific issue. They don't always spawn, like right there. No barrel. Like, we call them barrels. I don't know. What did I say? Hey, Typhus. Hope I said that name right. See, nothing spawns. If I were to do this on the PS2 or 3 version, shit would be spawning. Also, sorry. Stuff would be spawning, not the other S word. Barrels. I'd call them barrels. Although they aren't technically barrels, they're just like wooden logs, I guess. I have quality options on Twitch a lot of the time, which means you can select the quality you want to watch me at. Shouldn't be too big of a problem, actually. It's more of a blessing glitch. Honestly, I don't mind. I don't mind. I think it's actually really cool that these aren't spawning, because I never liked them in the first place. Yeah, who knows what it is. Hey, Maine, welcome. And yeah, Joe, I have played Daxter on PSP. I even have a playthrough of it on YouTube. It's in my unlisted YouTube live streams video playlist. Recommend going to my channel, and then there should be that very playlist you can definitely check out if you want. It's a few hours long, like 4 hours each, I think. Took me a good 8 hours to finish the game. And I also talked about what I like about the game and whatnot, just a little bit. Oh, this reminds me, I still gotta work on that Daxter review. I probably have to play through the game again. As it's really hard to remember all the stuff that happened within the game. I did start typing on it, though. Is Daxter a good game to play? It's pretty decent, yeah. I would say it's a decent Jak game. Decent Jak game, but overall a good game. Good game, yeah. Some parts were really finicky, like the movement didn't feel as good as Jak every once in a while. Hey, Izzy, have good luck studying. Wish you best of luck. Okay, I'm apparently missing one of these dudes. Oops. I just lifted off. Alright, fair enough. But yeah, I don't know why those aren't spawning, the barrels. Is there a limited version of Jak and Daxter 2 as well? Yeah, there is. I also have the Jak Dude Collector's Edition at home. And I'm also going to be noting down the differences. In like the next stream. Hey Zerks! What's the difference between this and a normal Jak and Daxter game? you can get this game, you can get the digital version of what I'm playing right now on PSN, like right now. And from what I've been told, it's even on sale. And you can get, I think, the entire collection for like $7, I think. Not too terrible of a price, actually. But the only difference so far is the fact that they use the NTSC version for this game. Meaning the American version, which is a bit different in terms of patches from the PAL version that I previously used to base my comparison videos off of. Oh, I missed a few over there. Okay, cool. Oh, I know which ones I also missed. I didn't do the ones with... Oh, this is such a classic Jak 1 thing right there. You bonk and you die. You bonk and you fall. Also boosted uppercut. Let's go. Oh, dude. It's so free. On PS4, I can get this all the time. What do you prefer, Daxter or Secret Agent Clank? I haven't played Secret Agent Clank. What do I think of The Lost Frontier? I actually have a video on that, in case you want to watch it. It's like 13 minutes long or so. It's also on the channel. It's not too good of a game. It's pretty terrible. It's decent at best. But it's a really, really bad Jak game. Doesn't feel like Jak at all. Which do I prefer, the PAL or International? I wouldn't call it PAL or International. Simply because, well, there's no international version of this game. The one that I'm using right now is technically the NTSC version, which is the American version. Now, you guys are fine. You can shoot questions at me. I barely stream on YouTube, so I can totally understand when people are coming in want to know a few things, you know. But yeah, honestly, I find the controls super awkward. No memes. The limited directional inputs are just terrible in my opinion. They should have fixed that. That's one of the things. So, which orbs did I miss? These, huh? Hey, got them all. Nice. Yeah. I did. My goal was to completely obliterate the competition that's also uploading those soundtracks. And I do that by just walking the extra mile, I guess. I also listened to your guys' feedback, by the way. Like, I asked you on a community poll on like exactly how you want them to be uploaded. I thought about, like, I talked about this exact same thing with Easy not too long ago, like right before I was uploading them, a few days before that. I talked to Easy about it and I was like, hey, how would you like them to be uploaded? And she said, well, I would just make disc 1 and disc 2. I was like, okay, sounds fine. Why not? But apparently you guys voted differently, and I even decided against my girlfriend's idea for you guys. Yeah, definitely had some feedback from the community, and I'm also not the only one to give credit, honestly. I asked a few people what they think of the design I used. How come you don't see my face? I don't have face cam on today. I might want to be using the footage I'm recording essentially right now. I might use that later for a video.
Oh my, what a horribly sickly
so good yourself, lady?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were a spotted orange-bellied rainframe. You know,
Risky move to go against a girlfriend? I know, right?
Flat near the beach. Now there's this poor little orphan egg sitting in a nest at the top of the cliff, and I can't get to it. If you could
Now, there are two versions.
I piled some hay down at the base to catch it.
There are two versions, Golden. There are like actual boosted uppercuts. There are extended uppercuts and normal uppercuts. So this right here, that's a normal uppercut. But you can also walk off a ledge and then do this. And this gives you a ton of extra height, and it's actually really useful in a couple of spots. But this doesn't cross as much distance. And then there's also the boosted uppercut, which you do by falling off of a ledge. Like you slow walk off of a ledge like this. And then you input uppercut circle. This is how you get that done. Yeah, well, there are still uppercuts. They're not boosted uppercuts. They're just uppercuts. Like this right here, this is what you call a boosted uppercut. This is the boosted uppercut. And once again, I have a video on this if you do want to check that out. God, bonking in this game is so awful. Anyhow, let's actually screw this bit and go somewhere else. That's really important. Also, right there, great show of the limited directional inputs. It just completely shot me somewhere else. That would have helped a lot. Well, it's not like intended movement tech anyways. The stuff that I was just doing swimming. Here, like this you aren't supposed to do. Like this is intended for sure. Extended uppercuts are also intended, I guess. I don't think they are, but like, you just kind of do them. This also helps, but boosted uppercuts definitely aren't intended. You kind of abuse one of the fail-safe mechanics in the game, which is well, it pushes you away from the ledge as you're so close to it, and then you perform this uppercut. And this is how you get crazy amount of distance you otherwise wouldn't really get. All right, let's go free cam, and let's actually go to the levels that also matter. I think I've seen enough of the game to kind of give my opinion on it. So first of all, I think it's completely fine that it says... Oh, I can't use this. There you go. So I think it's completely fine that whenever you do get the game, you can just look in the manual of the game. Like the physical copy of the game, you can look in the menu, and there it tells you how to invert the camera. On the digital version, unless you watched my videos, or once again you are willing to go through a bunch of talk between the guy who also worked on this game, on this Portable Kingpin, and look at his replies where he probably tells like 1,000 people on how to change it. You are, yeah, you're gonna have a terrible time. You're gonna have a hard time. Also, I didn't know you can make it through this without Blue Eco. That's really interesting. Yeah, Chris, definitely. I think, honestly, the PlayStation 3 version casually might be the best. Completely casually, not looking at the speedrun at all, might be the best. But I think you get something out of the games, like out of all the versions. You get something different out of all the versions, and I'm definitely gonna be making a video about that very soon. I just don't know how to call it yet, and it's gonna be me talking about this topic for, I don't know, however long I can think of talking about it. So as soon as I run out of ideas, I'll just stop the video essentially. But it's what I think each version is good for. Yeah, but like essentially, if you are after a nostalgic, what's the word for? Oh, yeah, authentic. So if you are after an authentic version of the game, and you want to be playing it the way it was meant to be played, I'd say the PS2 version is probably the go-to version. But then the problem also is the connections that the PS2 has. It has component and composite and maybe SCART, which is something SCART, a lot of people from the United States don't even know. It's more of a European thing. It's a connector type, which you guys didn't even have. We did though, luckily. The frame rate on the PS2 I think is also fine. I think it's fine. It's good. And I would even say it outperforms the PS4 in some versions, especially in Jak 2 and Jak 3. I honestly think the PS2 version is actually better in terms of frame rate than the PS4 version. But yeah, that's definitely some of the issues that I have, or I would consider, or what I would consider an issue. The connection. How do you hook up your PlayStation 2 to like a modern TV? I know that some TVs don't even have an option like for composite or component input. So how do you connect it? You would need to get an HDMI upscaler, converter, something like that. But then the issue is some TVs, monitors, they don't even know what interlaced signal is. As the PS2 console is an interlaced console. The signal it spits out, unless there's a setting in game to change it, it's all interlaced. Meaning it's gonna send 60 frames of one picture. No, yeah, it's gonna send 30 frames of one picture and then 60 the next time it sends a picture. But a different part of that picture. And then our mind, our eyes, our brain kind of gets confused by the motion and just kind of combines those two pictures in our head. So that's kind of how it works. But yeah, interlaced signal is a lot of TVs, monitors, they don't even know what to do with it, and it displays them improperly too. Oh yeah, you're right. That is true. On TVs for sure. I do own a monitor that has no clue what interlaced signal should look like. Like, it just straight up failed. It displays it in like a wrong aspect ratio. And yeah, definitely one of the reasons why you should be getting a PS2, a PS4, or a PlayStation 3, because the game just looks better, kind of. Like, it's way easier to hook it up. You don't have to worry about this type of stuff. So when you plug in the PlayStation 3 or the PS4 version, you have a single cable you gotta plug in, two cables, one from your console to the TV and one from your console to the power outlet, and that's it. Two cables you connect, and then you're good to go. That's all you need to do. There's no worrying about plugging the right cables into the right port and stuff like that. So that's definitely really easy convenience. So definitely makes it a lot easier to just hook up the console. Oh. That is a good question, Dinosaur Bites. Yeah, I would love to know that as well. How exactly it performs on a PlayStation 3 emulator. I might actually have to take a look at that and see how it works. I can tell you that PS2 emulation isn't there still. I'm glad they kind of got this to run sort of properly. Jak 1 is probably the best out of the Jak games that runs like how it runs and stuff. Oh yeah, definitely. There are options like that HDMI, PS2 to HDMI adapter. They do exist. They do give you pretty okay signal quality. It's just that they're introducing like input lag as well. If you're willing to spend money on a PS2, the games, and stuff, and that adapter, and maybe a new controller, because controllers nowadays, PS2 controllers are really, really hard to find, and they cost you quite a lot of money. You definitely can get one of these things. Yeah, also, tapping forward makes Jak go fast. So I can show you what it looks like in a moment. I wouldn't really say that. I wouldn't say that the original, or I wouldn't say that the best way to play Jak is the PlayStation 3. I don't think it is. But it depends on what you want. It really depends on what type of thing you want to get out of the game. So I think for just pure gameplay, definitely the PS2 that has like the best movement, feels the most responsive, and just overall is like the best in that regard. It's like whatever you do, it's instant. The PS4 version is kind of okay in that regard, but the fact that limited directional inputs are a thing are just terrible. Like this is really, really awful to play with, to run with. Like if you're looking for an authentic experience, PS2 is your go-to version, really. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So if you aren't into investing into old hardware, the PS2 version isn't really your go-to version. Unless you are, like, really enthusiastic about it and you really want to... Like, you really want to be stocking up on controllers and, like, play more than just Jak on your PS2. I don't think it's worth getting the PS2 version. In terms of how it plays, it's definitely... the way it's meant to be played. But it's also the, I don't know. it's the least convenient way to play as well. The way it's meant to be played, but also the least convenient way to be played. Then let's talk about the PlayStation 3 version. I think the PlayStation 3 version overall, out of the entire bunch, is probably the best, in my opinion. And I'm telling you right here, right now. It does come with a few caveats, but it's okay. So the PS3 version. First of all, it's HD, which is better than the PS2. It would also be 60 FPS at pretty much all times, which is really, really solid. I do love how fluid it is, for sure. Like, PlayStation 3 just straight up looks good. It looks great, and it's always going to look better simply because of the fact that it has HDMI and the fact that it's remastered too. So what the heck? That was spooky. So yeah, PlayStation 3 has composite HDMI, which is just better than any sort of digital. HDMI is digital video, and that's just like a crap ton better compared to composite or SCART or component. So you really want to be getting HDMI to get like the best quality out of the game. Hey, Peter. Yeah, I think. But that still introduces some input lag, I can tell you that. There's gonna be input lag for sure. And at that point, you might not even want to be playing on the PS2. I did see that before. But yeah, I think it has the most stable frame rate. Like, the PlayStation 3 version has the most stable frame rate. So if you're into FPS, into having a high frame rate, 60 FPS, then I think that version is your go-to version. but it does come with two downsides. Three I'd even say. One being punch glitch, which from what I can tell can come by pretty often. So you gotta be adjusting to that. It's workable, like it's doable. You can get around it by just not punching as much, but it can really, really kill you in like a few missions, and that's just annoying. And the input lag, as for some reason there's input lag on the PS4, on the PlayStation 3 version. Which luckily a PS4 version doesn't have, but it has limited directional inputs, which doesn't make it a great console in my opinion for this regard. Yeah, those limited directional inputs are awful. And I don't think the graphics are too nice. I much prefer the PlayStation 3 version in terms of graphics. Resolution does not matter in this case. This game right now in even the stream is running at 1080p. I think the 720p version from the PlayStation 3 looks a lot better than this. Oh, you want to know what? You can also play PS1 games on your PS4, if I'm not mistaken. PS4 can do that as well. Oh yeah, like if you're always on the jetboard, then definitely. No, from what I know, all consoles can, like all of them. PS2, 3, and even the 4, from what I understand, all of them can play PS1 titles. In case you did not know. Also, you can't on PS4? Are you sure? Why though? That's so stupid. That was possible on PS3 using software emulation. You know for a fact? Yeah, what if you pop in the disc? Swimming. I thought you can on PS4. I really thought I could. 100% cannot. Okay, I'm sorry then. But the PlayStation 3, all PlayStation 3 versions, they definitely can. %1,000% sure. Blame Sony. Yeah. Screw these guys. Screw Sony anyways. Terrible company in my opinion. They're becoming like Konami, I feel. Especially the interactive part. Okay, here. So this is the part that probably some of you have been waiting for. Let's actually do a little skip here. You know this one. Yeah, Sony needs to be doing this going forward, Pallypots. It's actually really right. Okay, here, let's actually check this out. So this is a skip that's commonly used in the speedrun of the game, and that's Citadel skip. The skip is, like, really important. Top hat track, Boomer, would you eat the Jak limited run games disc? Yes, I would. What type of question is that? Of course I would. Alright, anyhow, so Citadel skip. You can do this by going in here, doing a pause buffer, which I also have a video on, really interestingly. I don't think that was... No, that wasn't the pause buffer, but here. I know I'll get it in just a second. And then you can go through this, punch down, and die. But since this is the PlayStation, the greatest hits version, they patched this, and this does not work anymore. Luckily, the PAL version still has this. I can show this to you right now. Here. Let's close this out, and let's go back to the PAL version. This is the PAL version right here. Oh yeah, that as well. Like, why isn't cross-platform a thing for a few games? That is so annoying. I remember when Rocket League accidentally enabled crossplay, and they had to turn it back off, because Sony was like, nah, dude. PS4 is the best way to play it. For some reason, I was like, are you kidding me? But yeah, this is the PAL version, by the way. It's exactly the same thing. Except, well, nothing's really different. Oh yeah, true. That also happened with the Sony accounts. Yeah, with the Fortnite ones. That is also very true. That's also something where I was like, Sony, excuse me? Yeah, you're right. When you logged into Sony... No, wait. When you logged into Fortnite, playing... Yeah, right. Yeah, I remember what it was. When you started Fortnite on your PS4, like once... It locked the account, it connected it to PS4. And that's it. That's just kind of what happened. Also, so much of the quality here is lost. I don't think you can skip it. I don't think you can skip the portal. I just don't know where we are right now. It didn't load in the area for some reason. What the heck? Where did I just go? Yeah, this is all low poly. Ah, here we go. Fire Canyon. Like, where the heck is it? Yeah, why make it free in the first place? That's also a good point. Kommt die Jack 2 box an? I already have the Jack 2 box. I just gotta do an unboxing. Not trying to judge or anything, but if you want to test limited run games version of Jack, why not play it legit and find things that people would most likely see? There is nothing to really test besides the few things I'm testing right now. The games are the same essentially from what I can tell, so I don't need to do more testing. I've done some of it at the beginning of the stream. So something special about this release? Nah, Donkey Planet. It's the same thing as the NTSC download version using 1.03 as a patch. And that's it really. That's all there is to it. From what I can tell so far. Yeah, it's the real Donkey Planet. Hey, how's it going, by the way? But yeah, I've done some legit playing earlier, and this is the PS4 version right now. I'm just going to a place to show you something. Also, Lava Tube. The real slapper. Real good song. Fire Canyon, by the way, the pre-console Fire Canyon is pretty solid. Like, it's really good. Probably one of my favorite tracks out of like all the things we have on the discs. Pretty crazy. Yeah, traveling this way is really cool. Yeah, this is debug mode. Hey, Boone. Booney, welcome. Okay, here's what I want it to be. Yeah, debug's like a dream come true. It's right. Definitely does. Then let me turn off debug mode. Okay. Yeah, Golden, that's funny. Hey, Foaz. Okay, so here's the PAL version doing the skip. Right? So we're on the PAL version right now. Look where we spawn. At the top of Citadel. And this is like, especially for the speedrun, really important. Like, you need this. If you're going for like a world record in any of the categories besides no major skips, you want this skip to be there. And this is also why people simply are going to be using the PS2 version. Like, this is why they're going to be using the PS2 version for speedrunning in this game in particular. Or PS4 version, the PAL version. If you use the PAL version of the game, this is also there. But you have the limited directional inputs to work with. What's my favorite level in Jak and Daxter? I don't really have one. I always enjoyed Sentinel Beach, really solid level. I also like Misty, kind of, for some reason I like Misty. Anyhow, so this kind of concludes my my tests. Yeah. Honestly, I find it really silly that they didn't give you like any mention on how to invert the camera on the NTSC version as well. So this was really cheap, honestly. I still feel like the entire port feels like a cash grab. It really does, especially with the fact that it's digital only. So I honestly believe the PS. So I honestly believe the limited run game version did it better. They really did. They gave you a manual. They even told you how to do the camera change. That's not officially documented by Sony, which is just dumb. Yeah. So definitely. I can forgive limited run games this bit. I think this version is fine. Kind of. It still has all of the previous issues that were present on yeah. It still has all the previous issues from the previous patch, from the previous thing. It's really a shame. I am in a Discord server right now. Give me a moment. Where somebody pinned my patch notes that I went to record. I want to be taking a look at those real quick just to see general announcements. Where you at? Okay, here. March 20th. Man, that's crazy. That's some time ago. So limited directional input still persistent. Citadel skip still works on PAL. Debug mode still working. Jack sliding around when standing still. Yep. That's exactly that. That's still a thing. Jack still slides around. I can show you if you want. Gonna go into the game real quick. That also happens on the NTSC version, so no fix in sight there. Have you ever tried to speedrun any Zelda game? I actually have, Alex. Wait, what? I just joined. Hey, Shiny. I've just been taking a look at, well, Jak, the limited run games version. Sonic versus Goku. Who would win? Goku. Screw Sonic. This guy's so useless compared to Goku. Okay, here. What was I gonna show you? Let's just load in any area. Like, it doesn't even matter. Let's load in Lava Tube. Here. I'm just gonna stand still, not touch my controller. And Jack's gonna just slide around like crazy. He's gonna move either left, right, left or right, something like that. And there he goes. He will eventually, I kid you not, fall into the lava. I'm just gonna stand still and do nothing. But yeah, I really can't be mad at limited run games. Like, this is not their fault. None of this is their fault. All the issues that this game has, even on the physical copy, it's none of their fault. They haven't made this game. They just took the digital version and put it on a disc. That's all they've done. They've made really cool box art for it. They made a really cool collector's edition, like all of it. Manual, training cards, really, really cool. Yeah. And yeah, Alex, I did try to run Zelda games. I did try to run Twilight Princess. I started practicing that. And I also I used to do runs of Wind Waker. But yeah, this right here, this is a thing, sadly.
Well, actually, Hypersonic would have a fair chance against Goku.
Move closer to the edge. Oh, he will in a moment. Give this a few minutes. Let's sit here for a few minutes, and he's gonna fall in by himself. I swear, I'm not touching the controller right now. I am not. And I don't know if he still slides after I moved. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but he's gonna fall in eventually. He's moving. Does the disc version have a separate trophy list? Hey, Tinky Winky, no, it doesn't. It shares the same list. See, you know what? That's actually a really cool thing I can add. I'm gonna copy this, make a copy. Yeah, I'm gonna be calling this copy of Jak patch notes for LRG. I'm gonna be moving it into the right folder, my drive. Gonna be going to video projects, video ideas. I think that's what I called it. Yep. And then we're gonna be saving it there. Yeah. Select. Perfect. Okay. So now I have that open. It up in L3 does change the camera. Let's change the camera in Jak 1. But you have to be in the graphics option for it to work. There won't be any feedback, so you have to go back and check if you got it. And luckily it tells you in the game, which is really, really cool. Luckily it tells you in the game's manual. I think Thank God for thank God for that. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna type that now. Limited directional inputs are still persistent. They still persist. Citadel skip does not work on NTSC on the LRG version. I should probably also mention that the game is now on version 1.03, with the last patch being being something like parental control, which I have no idea of, sadly. Tells you in the game how to switch it, so that's really cool. Perfect. Yep. Limited directional inputs are still thing. Citadel skip does not work. Debug mode still working, and Jak is still sliding around when standing still. Yep. I just gotta check the size really of this, and then we are Gucci. Yeah. We're gonna be golden. Okay, I'm so sorry. Back to chat now. Hey, GR Scorpion. Hey, you know what? I do know that it exists. I actually, in case you didn't know, have a review about that game. So I most definitely have knowledge about it. I played it several times. It's a terrible game. Don't even want to talk about it, honestly. But yeah, I do have a game I do have a review, honestly. Here, let me send you the link. For anyone wanting to watch it, I'm gonna pop it in chat right here. So this is the thing I was talking about. This is my review. This bug also presents on PCSX2. So this right here, the fact that you're sliding around when standing still. Interesting. So I'm gonna note that down. Donkey Planet told me this is also an issue when on PCSX2, a PS2 emulator for PC. Donkey, can you also tell me if the limited directional inputs are a thing? Like, are they there on PS2 as well? Hey, Cuttlefish. Can you buy the box you unboxed? I really want that. No, it's gone. Yeah, you can't do that anymore. Turn up the music? I can't, sadly. Not right now. Actually, you know what? I can. Here. Yeah, it's just an emulation glitch, I assume. Here's some music. Yeah, we're almost at the edge. Give it a few more seconds, guys, and we're there. Don't worry. Give it a bit more time. You don't know? Okay. Yeah, I need to see for myself then. Maybe it's also an emulator thing. Okay, so essentially it's also now 1.69 gigabytes big. Gigabyte in size compared to the 1.01 gigabyte for the PAL version. So this is essentially as like a verdict. So this is essentially the digital NTSC version of the game, and if people thought this is gonna be like like if people thought that this is going to be like a different game or something like that, they were wrong. Okay, yeah. Go to Jak and Daxter. Hey, Rebecca. We're gonna be sliding off the ledge in just a moment, I think. Is he even still moving? I think he stopped moving, did he? Did Jak actually stop moving? I think he did. He's not moving anymore. Frick. Anyhow, let's go close to the edge. Oh yeah, here starts moving again. That's so hilarious. What remasters that you played were disappointed in? I don't really know. I haven't played a whole lot of remasters. I think most of the ones I played are really good. They're decent. They're okay. Some of them I haven't played the original for either. That's the problem. That's probably the bigger problem too. Okay, by the way, sorry for making you wait around for so long. Yeah, the moment you stop inputting controls, he starts to slide. No, you can't control it. He randomly slides into like some direction. I don't even know how it works. I don't know what's causing this. Must be an emulation issue. Okay, interesting. So I honestly, okay, so I wanna give a quick verdict about this then. I honestly think for casual play, this is alright-ish. Like if you don't care, if you don't, okay, honestly, I think Jak 1 has been fine in terms of frame rate, like all the time. It's been perfectly fine in terms of frame rate. It always has been. I made that clear in a video quite some time ago where I talked about that. I think it's fine. Always has been. Don't think it's too big of an issue. No, he ledge grabbed. Anyhow, you can fall off doing this and die. And yeah, here we go. Here we go. He starts moving again. So yeah, definitely. I think it's really okay for casual play. I don't recommend it though. I don't know. Maybe I'm just so disappointed by the maybe I'm just disappointed by the fact that it doesn't have like Citadel skip. And even if this had Citadel skip, I wouldn't really care either, to be all honest. Like it's like what? Nobody's gonna, except for the speedrunners, are gonna use this. But like for speedrunning, you definitely don't want to be using the. You kind of don't want to be using. You kind of don't want to be using the PS4 version because the limited inputs are just so awkward. It's terrible. I think it controls fine, and if you're playing this casually, then okay. It's alright. It's just so sad that it didn't iron out those bugs that came with the emulator. And like I said, like I said in my why I can't recommend this video, this just feels like a cash grab. Especially it being digital and it costing so much. But once again, the limited run games version I think is completely fine. You get something with it. You're like I know you get like an okay game. It's not the best version of the game, but you get so much stuff with it. Like the map, a case, the CD, and you own the game. That makes so much difference. Yeah, when I speedrun this game, I run on PS2. I don't use the PS4 version. Yeah, you can always move Jak with the camera, but actually, can you? It's terrible. Hey, Jacob. Now it's okay. So I said this earlier. It's not Limited Run Game's fault that this game is the way it is. That is completely on Sony's part. That's their fault. They messed up. But I think you actually get something by buying this game. It's not like you... Well, like, I paid $75 for the collector's edition. And you know what? I'm completely fine with this. I'm completely fine by the fact that I paid $75 to get the collector's edition. I got a soundtrack CD, which is awesome. Soundtrack CDs is cool. That's cool. I love it. It's good. You get the game in a physical form. This means you own the game. It's yours. You get to play it whenever you like. If PSN ever shuts down and you don't have this game installed, you're not in a good shape. You're in a terrible spot. So definitely. And you get a really cool looking design Bible, and you get a awesome like poster and all of that stuff. So definitely the collector's edition stuff is awesome. I honestly, personally, didn't buy the game for the game. I bought the collector's editions for the goodies. And I think they kind of like Sony or Naughty Dog, they should have done this right away. For sure, soundtrack CDs are always awesome. Especially these ones as they're pre-console too. All of the stuff we previously heard was all console mix. It was all mixed down from the console. But this is something different. This is a pre-console thing, which is really, really cool. So yeah, same goes for Jak 2. I will probably have the same opinion on Jak 2. I didn't buy the collector's edition for the game. I bought it for the goodies. That's what I got it for. I didn't get this version to speedrun. It's a bit of a shame that you can't really do speedruns with this, especially that the version is patched. If you do want to run on PS4, you got to be getting the PAL version. But I think, although it's really convenient to just have this on the system, the PAL version on the system, I think it's not a good version regardless. I can't tell you how I feel about how I feel about it. The limited inputs are just so terrible. Like, those are awful. They make it awkward to move. Roll jumps feel off. They're just terrible. Oh, Edio, sorry. Okay, so here's the thing that people have been asking for. Game options. Yes, you can change the language. Really cool. No Japanese, though. So if you're from Japanese region, you do not have that. Yeah, sorry about answering your question just now, or getting at you. Here, you do have language options. Which ones do we have? So English, French, English, French, Deutsch, German, and Spanish. And honestly, that covers a good portion. Oh, Italian too. Perfect. Italian too. So yeah, that covers like a good portion of languages. English is a common thing. Well, everyone in the world speaks English. A lot of Canadian people speak French. There's also lots of German, from what I've been told, in the States too. Spanish as well. So it's the exact same as the digital PS4 version. Sadly, yes. But keep in mind, it's the NTSC version of the game, and not the PAL version. If this would have been the PAL version, I think I would have actually said, yeah, this is really, really cool. The fact that you can do speedruns with this is really nice. The speedrunners used to call versions like these no major skips machines, or versions, because there's a category called no major skips, which doesn't do Citadel skip. All right. I think this kind of concludes the stream, though. Not to say I'm instantly leaving, but I think this is all I really wanted to know, and there's not more to really test. So, once again, I think the frame rate's fine. I think casuals are not gonna notice any of the limited directional inputs. I find them terrible. But if you're looking to speedrun this game, this shouldn't be the version to get anyways. I will say though, you can do runs, but you don't really want to. PS2 version is just like lots better. Not the most convenient version, which I'll talk about in a different video, but it's definitely working. You can do runs, but it's not the most optimal. And yeah, once again, the fact that limited inputs are a thing there, it's just really bad. You don't want any of this. Like, this is just awful. Not having the full range of analog stick movement, it's terrible. Boomer, what's the PAL system? It's yeah, well, the European version essentially. You want to log into the European store of PSN and get the game there, if anything. Okay. Sorry, I'm sorry for hitting the mic. Is there anything else you would love to know about this? Because I can tell you right now, this is essentially the same thing as the NTSC version. So if there's anything you have, you want me to talk about, you want me to take a look at, I can do that right now, and I will likely include it in a video. Yeah, I'm gonna be making a video, and I'm gonna be mentioning all of the things as well that I talked about. Probably gonna be mentioning all of the things I talked about. But yeah, this version right here is the same as the digital NTSC version, and yeah, that's about it. That's really all there is to it. So question, is there anything you would love to know? Is there anything I should be testing out? Because from what I've done so far, I made up my mind on this version. There's I'm probably never gonna touch this version. Like, I'm probably always gonna be using the digital version that I have, the PAL version, simply because it has Citadel skip. So if I'm gonna be doing runs, if I ever will be doing runs on this, it's gonna be using the PAL version. So yeah, this is just gonna sit on my shelf basically, and it's not gonna do anything there for the rest of its life. Sad truth, but that's how it's gonna go. Also, keep in mind I'm on a PS4 Pro, so that makes things just ever so slightly different. Test Dave and City Glitch. Ah, nice meme. Good point. How should I test that out? Also, something I wanted to see is this. Okay, I wanted to see what's up here. Oh, that's non-solid. Yeah, I'm still glad we own it now. I really am. I'm happy I have it. The fact that it's a physical copy of the game makes me really, really happy. This is also something that Sony should have done right away. Yep. F digital consoles. I think owning the physical copy yourself is the way to go. A paper holder's new job. Paper holder, its new job. Perfect environment, yeah. Right here, being in Lava Tube, the sauna is probably the best environment. Also, I never noticed how this is the Sage's HUD. I never noticed this. It's barely noticeable from like down here. I always saw this as, oh, it's just, well, whatever. Were you overall satisfied with what the limited run games collectors for Jak 1 and 2 had to offer? Personally, yes. I think Jak 1 is perfectly fine. I haven't taken a look at Jak 2 just yet, but For 75 euros, all the stuff we got, the orb, the trading cards, the design Bible, the freaking design Bible is like the best thing about the entire collection. And the soundtrack, dude, it's top notch. Much prefer that. Buying the games digitally this day, no, I just say no. There's no point. Unless, like, you don't mind, yeah. If you're gonna be getting this game, and if you're gonna be getting this game, I'd recommend getting the PAL version. So yeah, that's it. No, Alex, you don't. If you have the game, you pop the game into the console, and it's going to install the game, and then whenever you want to be playing it, it's going to ask you to pop into the CD. Yeah, the soundtrack is really good. I'm happy about the soundtracks. They're top notch. Really, really happy. No bad rips anymore, definitely not. And it's all pre-console too, which is so cool. Also, hey, Josie, welcome. Is that supposed to be the Yellow Sage's HUD? Yes. Yellow Sage. Very likely. It doesn't help that with cloud gaming you'll lose more ownership over your games. Also very true, yeah. And that is definitely something I will go into. I will make a video on in the future. It definitely, people these days are losing their ownership over the games. Okay, so here's something that I want you guys to consider. I know that a lot of you are probably using a PS4 like on an everyday basis, and you have a bunch of games on the system, all download too. Like you don't go out to the store, you don't buy the game. What you do instead is you download the game, right? That's what a lot of people do. Here's the thing. Imagine a few years down the line, let's say in like 10, 15, 20 years, PSN shuts down for whatever reason, for whatever unseen, untold reason. Unexpected, also a nice word. For whatever unexpected reason, which you cannot, like, which we can't tell right now, it shuts down. You lose ownership of all of your games. Like, they are gone. If you still have them on the console, that's fine, but you can't download them anymore. Yeah, you can digitally buy a game. That is a thing. You can buy games on PSN, but they are stored on your account. And if you want to be downloading that game, you have to be connected to their servers. And if their servers are offline, there is no way for you to log in and or download the game. Yeah, I mean, great if all of your games are downloaded. That's perfectly fine. But if in the future you want to be doing that and Sony is off, like offline, and you're like, oh man, I forgot. I used to own this game on PSN. Let me download it real quick. Wrong. You can't do that. It's not a thing. And this is why I think it's so important to have CDs, Blu-rays, DVDs, stuff like that, that you in fact own the physical media of the thing you bought. You own a physical thing of it. It's yours. You bought it. I mean, yes, you could also say, oh, hey, I bought this, but it's on your account and you have only the ability to download it, and that's it. That's it. There's nothing you can do with it. You can't sell it to a friend. You can't really rent it. Like, you can't tell someone, oh, hey, you know what? I'm just going to give you my game, and you test it out for a week or so, and then you're going to give it back to me. Yeah, definitely you're gonna be independent of PSN, and that is something I really find cool. You know what? I don't have the stack of games with me right now. It's not in my room. I don't have a webcam right now. But let me tell you the following. I own a couple of SNES, Super Nintendos. No, I actually only own one. I only own one Super Nintendo. But you wanna know something? When did the Super Nintendo come out? Release date. Super Nintendo release date. Let's check that out. November 1990. The console is 5 years older than I am. That is crazy to think that this thing came out before I was even born. So I have copies of the games for the Super Nintendo. They are 30 years old by now, and you know what? I can still go out. I can still use those cartridges and slap it into my SNES and play it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. The fact that 30 years later I can still use them. You know what? Imagine if back in the day Nintendo had internet availability, or Nintendo decided back in 1999 to make things online, that you download the game to your SNES. However that's supposed to work. Imagine they shut down the service. I would not be able to play those games again. Boomer's 24? Almost. I'm 23. I'm going to be turning 24 in a few years' time. A few years' time in like a few months. 2 to 3 months. Okay. And I wanna tell you something else. The Wii Shop suffered the same fate as I just described to you. The Wii Shop used to be an online shop where you buy stuff with your Nintendo eShop points, and people bought games. Like, they were old games, N64 titles that were available on Virtual Console. They shut it off. It's gone. You can't download those titles anymore. You don't own them. You haven't owned them in the first place. You never did. If you have them on your console, yes, sure, you're fine. But you can't go back and download them. It doesn't work. It doesn't happen. You can't. Okay, I feel like I'm getting way too enthusiastic about this topic right now. But yeah, like I said, I'm definitely going to be making a video about this. I'm going to be talking about how I think limited run games didn't do anything wrong. Like, it's not limited run games' fault that this game is in the state that it's in. That is purely Sony to blame, as these guys just, like I said, wanted to make quick cash grab, get some quick bucks. That's essentially it. That's what the version is. Yeah, we're just looking at the HUD. It's something that never really, something that no one ever realized. Apparently. Yeah, we just became philosophers. I found my true meaning. Gotta become a philosopher. Yeah, anyhow, I'm gonna be typing up a video for this, and I'm gonna be writing out all of my thoughts, and I'm gonna be presenting this to you in a video, like I said. I think that's gonna be it for today. I really appreciate you coming by. Really do. And I'm hoping to be back soon with a new video, or tomorrow on my Twitch stream. Come on, guys, I gotta be selling out here a little bit. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/boomerstreams. Link is in the chat. Pretty much on all social media, you can find me, like, under the name Boomer Streams. Pretty much all of it. Same goes for Twitter, by the way. If you want to be following me on Twitter, wanna see like universal posts or whatever. Twitter is also a really, really great way to stay in contact with me or to keep in touch. And also Discord. Discord.me/boomer. That is also a great way to stay in contact with me. If you want to be joining my Discord server, that is probably your way to go. Yeah, I would love to say thanks once again. I really appreciate all of you coming by. I'm probably going to be going back to live streaming tomorrow if I'm not going to be working on a video. And I'm going to be streaming on Twitch. So if you want to come by, go check out the Twitch. Or join my Discord or follow me on Twitter. That would be the best way to stay in contact with me. Anyhow, hope you liked it. I'm gonna be leaving now, and I will see you very soon. Till then, take care. Well, and bye bye.